learn you cooking, here's what's coming up on today's show.
I'm talking to the founder of Goldbelly and learning about the specialty turkeys, all-American sides, and amazing desserts that they can ship right to your doorstep this Thanksgiving. Plus, I'm making a spaghetti squash Alfredo that would make a great addition to your holiday table. And then, I'm turning a regular loaf of pumpkin bread into a show-stopping dessert. The founder of Goldbelly wants you to stress less and eat more this Thanksgiving. I got the chance to hang out with Joe Ariel, and he told me all about the amazing food that he's curated from all over the country so you can have it on your table this Thanksgiving Day. Check it out. Hi, Joe.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great, especially because Thanksgiving is around the corner.
I know, right? For a business like yours, I would imagine Thanksgiving and Christmas are huge.
The holidays, Thanksgiving really is like a national, like pig out, enjoy American comfort food day. And for a company whose mission is to bring people comfort through food, whatever they dream of, wherever they are, it is the perfect occasion to enjoy the best that Goldbelly has to offer.
Joe, we've talked before about your business and the idea that that's what it started as, is you going, how do we bring comfort and comfort food and things that are familiar to people, is such a brilliant idea. But take me back to when you first thought of it and how it actually turned into a business.
About 7 years ago, and I had gone to college in the South. I'd gone to Vanderbilt in Nashville. And the foods of Nashville absolutely blew my mind. Nashville hot chicken, buttermilk biscuits, pecan pie, barbecue like with dry rub, which I had never even knew was a thing. And then years later, I was in New York City and I just craved and literally dreamt, fantasized about these foods. And I had them shipped to me, and really the magical moment wasn't just how good the food tasted, but it was the emotional power that it had. And so many people have different foods that they dream of from different places in the country. And we want to connect those dots and make those food dreams come true for everyone.
Tell me about some of the foods, maybe some of your favorites that you offer on Goldbelly, or some of the craziest food items that people have told you about across the country.
Right now, I'm thinking about Michigan four-berry pie.
Never heard of it.
West
Four-berry?
Virginia, four berries. I think it's blueberries, raspberries, cranberries, and cherries. Which Michigan is really famous for. And then there's a thing called pepperoni rolls from West Virginia. It's almost like a calzone, but of pepperoni. And if you're from West Virginia, you freak out about these things. If you're not, you probably never heard of them.
No.
And like a lot of people know about New York and Chicago pizza, but do you know about Detroit style pizza?
Nope.
St. Louis style pizza? New Haven style pizza? Cape Cod bar pies? There are all these things. And listen, pizza, no matter how you slice it, is delicious. And so to get to explore all of these different things, literally from your couch.
Joe, you're a generous guy, because I came home yesterday and I had about 10 boxes piled up at my front door. And you know what? My first thing was, okay, how are these things going to ship across the country and arrive looking beautiful, first of all, especially beautiful pies and cupcakes? It's like I picked it up at the bakery. I mean, this would fare worse in my car on the drive home.
Well, so that's part of our magic. You know, it's one thing to find and taste and try these great foods, but the other is to work with the food maker one by one to figure out the best way to ship their products, and then to manage all of the logistics, which, you know, this is perishable food. So if it doesn't get to you in that day or 2 day time frame, it's a problem. Because ice cream is delicious, ice cream soup, not so much.
That's right. Let's talk about what I have at the table. Where should we start? Should we start with dessert?
Let's start with dessert. Always start with dessert.
Always start with dessert.
You know that rule.
Nutty honey.
The Nutty Honey Pie from Emporium Pies in Dallas, Texas. So this is a pie that literally makes it to my Thanksgiving every year.
Okay, tell me.
It's a peanut butter cream pie.
Stop. Right there.
I could stop there and it would be good enough, but the reality is it has some salted honey caramel and crushed peanuts and whipped cream on top. This is one of the great artisan food makers in the country, and they're doing things with pies that you can only dream of.
That is one of the best things I've ever tasted.
But if anything is going to follow that act, it's going to be this pie cake you're looking at right now.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know what's inside there.
No.
But this is celeb chef Zach Young's creation. It's the turducken of cakes. So it actually is 2 pies in a cake with more pie topping and cinnamon buttercream. Like a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie, and a spice cake.
What are they, crazy? Look at that!
Hey, if you don't know what to do for dessert and you're thinking about getting multiple things, well, you can just get the pie cake in, have it shipped to you, and it covers all the bases.
I mean, it's a crazy genius idea. This is Thanksgiving on a plate. And talk about, Joe, a beautiful thing. If you can't make it home this Thanksgiving, which most of us aren't, I mean, send that to the family and they'll go nuts.
You know, it's a showstopper.
This is so pretty. Having a fall birthday myself, this is like the perfect, little fall birthday cake someone would love.
So that one is from, actually now an LA resident, Duff Goldman, one of the most in-demand cake makers in the country. And just this month, actually, we launched Duff's Cakes, shipping nationwide for the first time. And the one you're looking at right there is a pumpkin spice cake. And it has cream cheese frosting, pumpkin pie crumbs, which is what you see along the edges on the bottom.
Okay, Joe, look at these pretty little cupcakes. It's fall colors, rosebuds, how pretty.
This one's actually down in Florida, in South Florida. We take the cake. So just a great family-owned business that's doing unbelievable things.
Yeah.
And works of art that are delicious.
We did the sweet. Now we've got some savory stuff. Tell me about these biscuits. What's going on here?
Oh man, well, I could go on for days about these biscuits because literally that was one of the inspiring foods that had me start the business. Those are Loveless Cafe buttermilk biscuits from Nashville, Tennessee. Shipped to your door, you put them in the oven for 20 minutes, put a little bit of butter on top, and a little pro tip, obviously jam would be amazing, but you can also dip it in your gravy.
Oh, gravy. Now, I think this is for the cook in you, which is you get a box of ingredients, and then you make something amazing from it. Tell me what's going on here.
Those are the side dishes from Girl and the Goat, which is the most popular restaurant in Chicago. And the chef is the top chef, Stephanie Izard. And it's everything but the turkey. So it's all of the different side dishes, a lot of them with kind of Asian spin.
I like this though, Joe, look. In case you run out of butter on Thanksgiving, Stephanie has hooked it up. I got my turkey! Tell me about Uncle Ray. What's his story?
Okay, so not only do you have a turkey, but you have a turkey that was shipped to you from the heart of Texas. Black-owned business. They've been frying up turkeys. This is another staple at the Ariel family Thanksgiving. So you can get a spicy fried turkey or a mild fried turkey. Both are unbelievable. And what's surprising to people when they first get it, it doesn't have this crazy breaded crust on the outside, but it has a moistness that you're not used to with turkey. So if you're a turkey hater, before you give up on turkey, you gotta try Uncle Ray's fried turkeys. And I recommend, I like a little bit of spice, but I go with the mild because the spicy will light you up.
So Uncle Ray, then I would thaw it just like my normal turkey from the grocery store, and then Thanksgiving Day I deep fry it?
No, so it's already deep fried.
Oh, it's already done.
All you're gonna do is you're gonna thaw it, so you wanna get this a little bit before Thanksgiving, ideally.
Right.
And then you put it in the oven. I think the instructions are there. It's somewhere, I think between an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it's already fried, so you don't have to do any of the frying. It brings it back to life.
You don't have to burn the house down to get a fried turkey.
Please don't.
Excellent, Uncle Ray. I can't wait to try that. Just when I thought we had enough dessert, look at this beauty that just came out of the oven. This weighs about 10 pounds.
This one is the Mile High, Levy High apple pie from Blue Owl Bakery in Missouri. So there's 18 golden delicious apples, hand cut, piled high in that insane creation.
This is so cool. This is really such a treat. I cannot wait to treat my family when everybody gets home. And Thanksgiving is going to be extra special because of you and Uncle Ray.
We hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And, you know, some of the comfort food is what it's all about. So hopefully we can make it a little more delicious this year.
You certainly did, Joe. Happy Thanksgiving. Mwah.
It really is amazing. Goldbelly has so much to offer, and Joe, thanks so much for the taste testing. It was so good. Coming up,
I'm taking a regular loaf of pumpkin bread and showing you how to dress it up for the holiday. But first, I'm making a delicious spaghetti squash Alfredo that would make a great side for this Thanksgiving.
that's coming up next. If you've never tried spaghetti squash, it's amazing. Once you roast it in the oven, it turns into spaghetti. So I thought, what if you take that and add an Alfredo sauce for an amazing fall side?
Thanksgiving sides, that's always the big discussion every year. Are you gonna do something new? Are you gonna have your old standbys? And it is true, if you were to take any of the usual recipes off the Thanksgiving table, your family would get mad, and so would mine. So, we're not saying to take anything off the Thanksgiving table, but maybe add a little something to it. And this is a spaghetti squash. And why I love this spaghetti squash is because you'll see when it's cooked, it's like spaghetti. When you take a fork and you bake it, you get almost like spaghetti noodles. So I'm gonna make a spaghetti squash Alfredo with hazelnuts on top. I think it's gonna be really a different twist for your Thanksgiving table and something a little different. So what I did is I saw this on the internet where you poke, just like you would with a baked potato. And your fork might not even be strong enough to do it. And if it's not, right, poke holes with a butcher knife. And then I put it in the microwave for like 6 minutes. And it just softened just a little bit, the spaghetti squash, so that you could cut it. And the way you wanna cut it when it's softened in the microwave, and keep cooking it in the microwave until it's soft enough to cut. You want a sharp knife, and then you just cut it this way, horizontally. I have one in the stove right now. I baked it for about 45 minutes, and let me show you what it looks like. Here is our spaghetti squash. Put it in a baking dish, and you took the seeds out just like you would with a pumpkin or any other squash, other seeds in the middle. But the other thing I did is I added just a touch of water to the bottom of the pan because you don't want the squash to burn on the bottom. And now, this is what you do. And this is where it gets the name, spaghetti squash. Look at that. You've got yourself spaghetti noodles. I love that it does this. And then we're gonna make our Alfredo sauce. So to get the Alfredo sauce started, while I work on that, I'm gonna go back to my pan and I'm gonna take some half and half. I'm gonna use it all because I'd rather have too much than not enough. Just warming, you don't want it to boil, but you want it to thicken. And I think what would be nice is to take 2 cloves of garlic, smash them, and just let these steep in the milk to flavor the milk a little bit. While our milk, half and half, is heating up, I'm gonna toast our hazelnuts. So I have raw hazelnuts, and I'm gonna give them a rough chop. Got our chopped, we'll just add them to our pan, dry pan. So our hazelnuts browned really quickly, took them out of the pan. In the same pan back here, I put about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to brown my butter. So I'm gonna toast some breadcrumbs in there. In here, we've got our half and half and our garlic, just simmering. To that, to make our Alfredo sauce, I have some goat cheese. So I'm gonna put about half of this. I love some nutmeg, so I'm gonna hit it with some nutmeg. This might be better to go ahead and get some really good Parmesan cheese already grated, because you're gonna want a lot of Parmesan. as much as you are willing to stand and grate. Our brown butter, pretty much there, it's brown. But then you just melt in the goat cheese and you let this thicken. I'm gonna turn our brown butter. Actually, I'm gonna leave it on because I'm gonna add our panko breadcrumbs. I'm gonna add salt to both. I'm gonna add salt to our breadcrumbs. I'm gonna add salt to our Alfredo and some pepper. And we're kind of done. Now we're just waiting for everything to come together. We want this to gently melt. Now what you want to do, those big chunks of garlic you had in there flavoring the half and half, you want to pull those out so no one gets a big chunk of garlic. And we're ready to add our squash. Okay, there it goes. Turn this down. And the squash is already cooked through, but you just want everything to come together. The sauce to coat everything. Now, we coat all of our spaghetti squash in this sauce. All right, that's it. Now we're gonna put it in a bowl and finish it off with the breadcrumbs and the hazelnut. This smells amazing. And it looks, at a quick glance, pasta in Alfredo sauce. To that, I'm gonna chop up, I have some thyme and I have some parsley. And I think a little bit of green is always nice when you top a recipe. Add that to our breadcrumb. To top, on go our crunchy breadcrumbs, and then our toasted hazelnuts. And then on top, a little extra Parmesan cheese. And there you have it, spaghetti squash Alfredo.
This dish, I gotta tell you, it's so amazing and you feel a whole lot less guilty. For the complete recipe, check us out on Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. Coming up, I'm showing you how to turn your regular loaf of pumpkin bread into something extra special for the holidays. That's coming up next. You know, presentation is everything. So I took just a regular pumpkin loaf. You could even buy one from the store, but I did something extra special on top and turned it into a showstopper. Take a look.
You guys know I love a good cheat. This one may be the sneakiest one yet because it's really about I think the decorating of this and the preparation that's so simple, but I think it'll look like a showstopper on your table. This is the perfect thing to serve. Let's say you're having a dessert table with a couple of pies, and this would be so nice. I'm gonna make, well, I'm not really making anything. I did actually make this. This is a pumpkin bread. I threw some dark chocolate chips in here, and this pumpkin bread came in a box at Trader Joe's, and I baked it, so it looks like I did it. And it's the topping that I think is gonna be the showstopper. So these are beautiful figs, which are in this time of year, October, November, and they're so beautiful because when you cut them open, look at this color, this beautiful pink. And I'm gonna dip them in dark chocolate, top them with some pink sea salt, and then decorate the top of my bread. So I'm gonna cut open our figs. Now what I'm gonna do is, in here, I have some dark chocolate chips. You could do milk chocolate. And all I did is temper this in the microwave. Poured in my chips, put them in the microwave 30 seconds at a time, take it out, stir, 30 seconds, stir until everything is melted. And here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take one of our cute little figs, and I'm gonna dunk it in some chocolate. Halfway, because you still want the pretty pink part to show. And then I'm gonna put it on my Silpat. And a Silpat, you could use wax paper. The thing about the Silpat is nothing sticks to it, which is so great. This is it. We just do as many as you want. And then I just thought this would be a cute little touch. Some pink Himalayan salt. This you don't need, but I think it's nice to cut the sweetness too. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge just for a couple of minutes so they harden. So there's a few ways we could do it. I think because it's domed like that, the figs would fall off. So I'm gonna cut it like this with a serrated knife. And I actually think I might do this. The flip, have to put it on a board. And then we're gonna place all of our figs on top, some toasted almonds. So we pulled out our cute figs out of the fridge. They're not even all the way hardened, but hardened enough where the chocolate won't slide off. Now, the decorating the cake part. So I'm just gonna start placing them. And actually, when they're a little bit wet at the bottom, I think it kind of helps stick things on there. And I'm gonna also, that's why I didn't put chocolate on all of them, because I'm gonna do a combination of some with chocolate, some without. This is where you just get creative. What I'm gonna do is just take some toasted almonds for a little bit of crunch. They'll get on top of the melted chocolate there. I also think what I'm gonna do, just to make it extra, extra pretty, is place my extra figs around there. So I cut a little slice and I had some vanilla ice cream and I thought, come on, let's just put a little ice cream. I placed the figs around, and even if you have a little extra chocolate, you could do a little of that too. Nothing wrong with it. And there you have a different but festive, easy holiday dessert.
Dark chocolate dipped figs was the best thing to come out of that recipe. It is so good. That's it for us. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join us for our Thanksgiving special airing Thanksgiving Day at 9 a.m. We'll see you then.